Bread, one of the oldest and most widespread staples in human history. But how did we get from fire-roasted flatbreads in ancient Mesopotamia to the thousands of loaves rolling off modern assembly lines each day? Today, we're diving deep into the world of industrial bread making. Let's go back. The first evidence of bread dates over 14,000 years ago. Ancient cultures in the Middle East crushed wild grains and mixed them with water to bake over stones. But while the tools changed, the core remains: flour, water, yeast, and salt. So where does this mass production begin? It starts at the source, the grain. Most industrial bread factories source wheat from large-scale farms. The wheat is tested for protein content, moisture, and impurities before being accepted. Once cleared, it's milled into fine flour. The wheat berries go through cleaning, conditioning with water to toughen the bran, and then grinding through steel rollers. This produces white flour, ideal for soft loaves. For wholemeal, the bran and germ are added back in. From here, the ingredients are staged. A typical industrial loaf uses high-quality flour, water, salt, yeast, and sometimes dough conditioners or preservatives. These are stored in temperature-controlled silos or tanks. Ingredients are measured using automated batching systems, ensuring absolute consistency. One miscalculation here could ruin an entire batch. Then mixing begins. Giant spiral or horizontal mixers, some holding over 300 kilograms of dough, combine the ingredients into a uniform mass. This stage usually lasts around 10 to 12 minutes. During mixing, gluten strands begin to develop, giving bread its structure. Fun fact: the word gluten comes from the Latin word for glue. It literally holds the dough together. After mixing, the dough rests in a process known as bulk fermentation. In many industrial plants, this stage is accelerated. Fermentation is where yeast feeds on sugars and releases carbon dioxide. That's what causes the dough to rise. To speed things up, some factories use a technique called the Chorleywood bread process, developed in the UK in the 1960s. This high-speed mixing process drastically reduces fermentation time from hours to just minutes. Once risen, the dough is divided. Precision dividers cut the dough into equal portions, each portion measured down to the gram. Then it moves through rounders and intermediate proofers. These machines shape the dough into balls, then give them a short rest to relax the gluten. Next comes final shaping and panning. Rollers flatten the dough into sheets, which are then folded and rolled into loaves. They're dropped into pans and conveyed into the final proofing chamber, a warm, humid environment where dough gets its final rise. The conditions here are tightly controlled, typically 35 degrees C with over 80% humidity for 45 to 60 minutes. Then comes the oven. Massive tunnel ovens, some stretching over 30 meters long, bake thousands of loaves per hour. Bread enters one end raw and exits the other fully baked. Temperature and humidity are key here. For soft loaves, the inside of the oven is injected with steam early in the bake. This delays crust formation and gives the bread its glossy surface. The average baking temperature between 200 degrees to 250 degrees C. Time roughly 20 minutes depending on size and type. As the loaves exit the oven, they're cooled, but not too quickly. Rapid cooling can cause the crust to crack or the loaf to collapse. So loaves are transferred to spiral or mesh belt coolers, where they rest at room temperature for around 90 minutes. Only then are they ready for slicing and packaging. But first, quality control. Each batch is sampled. Technicians test the loaves for weight, shape, texture, and internal temperature. Some factories use ultrasonic sensors or X-rays to detect air bubbles or inconsistencies inside the bread. Even the crust color is checked against a standardized color chart. Once approved, loaves head to slicing. High-speed blades, often 16 to 20 at a time, slice each loaf in under a second. From there, the sliced loaves move to bagging machines. Each is dropped into pre-branded plastic bags, which are sealed using metal ties or heat seals. The bags are then inkjet printed with production codes and expiry dates. Finally, distribution. Packaged loaves are placed into plastic crates and sorted by destination using barcode scanners. Conveyor belts and robotic arms move the crates onto loading docks. Within hours of baking, the bread is on its way to supermarkets, schools, and restaurants, sometimes delivered the same day. Here's a surprising fact. A single large bread factory can produce over 1 million loaves per week, running 24 hours a day. That's over 140,000 loaves every single day. Despite the scale, the mission remains unchanged. Deliver fresh, affordable bread fast. So, next time you pick up a loaf, remember the journey. From golden wheat fields to towering silos, from roaring mixers to steaming ovens, every slice has a story. If you found this video useful, press that subscribe button below, or at least just like the video.